everyone. I'm Makiko Kato. It's been almost 3 months since we started studying here. I'm guessing most of us are getting used to a life in here. But do you remember the first week, which you're probably surprised or shocked, the cultural difference between your own culture and the other cultures? And also you may think, you may notice the difference, people's personality. It is sometimes said that there are certain features of personal characteristic in each nations, and what we call national stereotypes. In my opinion, I have a negative impression on that word, to be honest. But I'm just wondering if that national stereotypes exist. What kind of aspect build up our characteristic? So, here is my research question. How much does culture affect people's characteristics? And here's my today's outline, methodology, and I'm going to defer to the 3 findings, which is the relationship between culture and language. And then could language lead a conflict? And then do bilingual people have two type of different personalities? And then after these 3 findings, I'm going to discuss the main point. Then finally, I'm going to conclude my whole research. Okay. Based on my research question, the data was collected from the books from the library in the books library, and other references was collected from the website and article on the database. And let's move on to the next. Before moving on to the finding sections, I would like you to make sure the definition of culture. There are so many views of so many ways to defining the cultures, but Tyler defines culture as that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, models, law, customs, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. And let's move on to the first finding, which is the relationship between culture and language. This is the quite controversial question, but I would like to focus on the researchers who refer to the existence of relationship between language and culture. First, Brown indicates a language is a part of culture and a culture is a part of language. Moreover, Bailen believes in language is a part of culture and even expression of culture. So as you can see in the finding section, language and culture has a strong relationship with each other. Besides, I'd like to narrow my research question down as like how much does culture, especially language, affect people's characteristic. So I'm going to focusing on the language from now. And let's move on to the second finding. Could language cause a conflict? You might be surprised and think like, is it really possible to language cause a conflict? Surprisingly, it is what I'm gonna say from now is what happened in the past actually. According to the New York Times 1996, there was a conference between United States and Iraq, and at the meeting, America states clearly that they would attack to Iraq if Iraq would not leave a certain area, but since the Speaker of the United States addressed the speech very calm and relaxed, a person who in Iraq side misinterpreted America is safe for Iraq. So it caused a conflict, and this miscommunication eventually caused a conflict. But why this happened? Critics indicate Western people are likely to focus on the content of communication, while Eastern people are likely to focus on the attitudes and the context of communication. And what I would like to say is, it's not which is right or not, which is right or bad, but different way of communicate sometimes can cause conflict and political crisis. It is very serious issues. And I'm going to move on to the final finding, which is bilingual people have two personalities. And some of you may have had learn a new language and get a new soul. But is it true? According to Dimas Espade, the bilingual people tend to change the way to see the world depending on the cultures and language. Therefore, in the other words, bilingual people could change their attitudes when they speak different language. However, it is not enough to say they have a different type of personalities. They just know how to change their attitudes to the most suitable one for other society or culture. And here is the conclusion. My research question was, how much does culture affect people's characteristic? And these points are what I found during the research. First point is, it cannot be proved culture, especially language, affect our characteristic. However, it would affect what others think of the people who are in a different society. And the final point is the most important, I think. It would be important to make sure that people should not judge other people in the other society by judging by their own linguistic style and the way of communicate with others. And here is my difference list. Thank you for listening. I would be happy to answer any questions.
So have you ever felt the differences between cultural differences between UK and your country, Japan, relating to your research question?
Yes, I have experience. One of the example is Japanese people. When Japanese people go to a restaurant which has not bell to call the waitress, we usually raise hand up and then call waitress with loud voice. However, in the UK, I've heard that calling waitress with loud voice is a little bit rude, and yes, this is an obvious cultural difference, but I would like to say is, like I said before, which is rude, which culture, which nation is rude, or which nation is polite, it does not mean like that. What I want to say is it's just a difference of culture, and it does not mean like Japanese people are rude or like something like that. So, like I said, it's very important to make sure we should not judge people by linguistic style or the way of communicate. So thank you.
Okay, I've got one question. I was interested, the proverb you gave, learn a new language, get a new soul. Do you think that's true have you observed that in your experience here, or do you think when people you know in the class speak their own language and when they speak English, do you think they change their personality or their characteristics? Or
to be honest, in my case, I think when I speak English, I feel like I'm a different person from when I speak Japanese. So I think it's maybe true.
is that because of the pronunciation, or your acting, or you're more conscious of speaking, or do you speak quieter, for example, when you speak in Japanese, or do you speak louder in English? Or
I don't know what do I look like from other people,
right.
But
or have you seen it in other people that you know? Any changes, do you think?
I met the student when I'm in Japan. I met exchange student from the UK, and then when I talk with them, and in Japanese and in English, they are like, for me, their characteristic can be seen like different.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.